Hey, Hollow Hunters, it's Skylin,
And Michaela.
and welcome back to the Hollow Grimoires podcast.
It has been a while.
My bad.
It has been a while.
It has been, a month maybe?
Yeah.
A little over a month? I'm sorry, guys. I failed you. But,
Well, you went on a trip,
yeah, I did.
and then when you got back, your work schedule was crazy. And then I went on a trip,
Yep.
and yeah.
And then
So,
my work schedule completely changed
yeah.
from, like, one schedule to a completely different one. And I am slowly recovering from that schedule that I'm still on right now.
Yeah.
I'm tired. But we still have our book update for you guys. We're going to be just catching up and everything and then talking about what we are doing now on.
Yes.
Like for this month and everything. If we're going to catch up, if we're going to, try to do more videos, XYZ, maybe just trying to sprinkle them in here and there whenever we got time together,
Yeah.
since we're literally across the country from each other.
Yeah.
Because
Literally.
that was also a thing. Like you'd be going to bed when I'm waking up, and vice versa.
Right. Yeah. Or like, you'd be like, yeah, we're gonna record today. And then you'd text me at like 10 o'clock at night, my time, be like, I just woke up. Sorry. And I'm like, well, I'm going to bed. We'll try again tomorrow.
Yes, I literally was like I just remember just like being asleep and then being like, I fucked up. But it was just like my body was so tired
Yeah.
because it was over a 12-hour like shift of like my sleep work.
Yeah.
So it was just insane.
Yeah. Well, shall we get into the book?
Hmm.
Okay, so for now, we're going to do the next 20 chapters.
Yay. All right.
Chapter 22, page 144.
144. Okay. Literally the first page of chapter 22.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So this is Rune's point of view.
Hmm.
Gideon had called Abby an old friend, so why did it seem like more? And why did it bother Rune so much? And why hadn't he asked her to dance? A girl like you wouldn't be caught dead dancing with riffraff, he'd once told her. How can he know if he never asks me? Just admit that you like him.
I
You're wondering,
know.
why does it bother her so much? I don't know.
Maybe because you like him. Maybe because you're jealous and envious and want to do XYZ. But
Maybe just
no.
a little bit.
Yeah. My next one is on page 148. If you have anything before that, let me
Mine
know.
is also 148.
I wonder. I wonder where's your line?
It's like towards the top.
Oh, mine's towards the bottom.
No. Okay, so mine's like the the first like paragraph, not the
Mm-hmm.
continuation from the last page, but the start of the first paragraph. Probably about
Yeah.
like to the halfway point.
Yeah.
Okay. So Gideon lunged for William, grabbing the lapels of his jacket and shoving him up against the bulkhead wall. William winced at the impact. Stop! Rune grabbed Gideon's arm before he did further damage. He was only and you, without letting go of William, Gideon threw her a dark look. What were you thinking? Coming down here alone with him? I warned you about this guy, was the furious accusation. But what right did he have to be angry? Rune wasn't his actual wife. He'd made it very clear He'd made it clear the very idea of being married to her appalled him, and he'd been flirting with Abby all evening. The latter made her hands clench.
Mm-hmm. I was just like, okay, so right now, Gideon is the one that he is being more dense than Rune. Like, Gideon's like, no, I can't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't love her. She
She's a
betrayed me.
witch.
She
I
betrayed
can't do
me.
that.
She's a witch, and I've been stabbed in the back by witches and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, Okay, Gideon. Woe is me at this point.
Right?
So, um, this is what made me. This bottom part made me mad because I was just like you're obviously showing her that you're jealous, but you're not wanting to admit that you're jealous and you like her.
Yeah.
So it goes, Rune crossed her arms. I'm not going anywhere with a man who behaves as abhorrently, I don't know,
I don't know.
apprehensively, there we go, apprehensively, as you do. And then it goes, as your husband, I insist. He prowled toward her, reaching for her. I insist all you like, said Rune, twirling out of his grasp. I'm refusing. You're
I
not even married, dude.
I can't with them. Like I literally just can't.
And it makes me so mad because I'm just like, get your act together.
Literally.
Ugh. When's your next one?
151.
Okay, I have two on 151.
Mine's at the bottom.
Mine's like in the middle and then towards the bottom. So I'll read this middle part and then you can read the bottom one.
Okay.
Um, Rune glanced up into his eyes. His gaze was intense, a tempest of feeling. It wasn't the first time he accused her of such a thing. This time, trapped as she was with him, Rune couldn't let it go unchallenged. It wasn't like that. You're still wearing his ring. The anger radiated off him. It surprised Rune, who felt him holding the worst of it back, and deeper than the angrier hurt, real hurt. Okay, you can go.
Okay. I'm gonna go back a little bit. I'm basically just gonna pick up where you left off. Rune frowned, confused by it. You couldn't hurt someone who didn't care about you, right? And Gideon didn't care about Rune. Not the real Rune. Not the witch. His free hand lifted, as if to touch her, then clenched instead, returning to his side. I hate your damned lies. Her lies? What about his lies? You want the truth? Her own heart bubbled up like steam from a volcano ready to erupt. This is the truth. I would have married you in a heartbeat had you asked me. I would have married you knowing you would hand me over to my killers, or kill me yourself, the moment you found out what I was. That's how pathetic I am, Gideon. That's how desperately I wanted to be yours. His brow creased as his eyes searched her face. Then why say yes to my brother? Because he loved me, because he didn't want me dead. It was the best offer I was ever going to get. This time, when she yanked herself free, Gideon let go.
I had that same section tab. I'm like, finally, finally, I'm basically telling him, I
Right?
freaking loved you, and I only married your brother because, yes, I loved him, but not in that way, and he actually loved me, and I knew I was actually going to be
Yeah.
free, safe, etc.
Which is my first one on the next page. I loved your brother, she said instead, but only as a friend, a dear friend. Maybe it could have become more eventually, and maybe that wasn't fair to him, but she felt guilty for thinking it, but sometimes she wondered if Alex had been in love with the version of Rune that didn't exist.
I have that same thing tabbed right here. See?
That
That was my
that makes
next
sense.
one. I'm just like, and
Right?
like, I just got mad because I'm thinking like I can't remember like Gideon was like she's lying to me
Yeah.
and stuff, but then he was just like he had all of these urges to just like I don't know touch her and want to protect her and shit like
Comfort
that.
her, yeah. So my next one is same page at the
Okay,
bottom and then on to the next page.
okay.
I was just a girl to Alex. She stepped away, pulling her glove back on. Someone to be loved and cherished and fought for. That's why I said yes to him. The nerve in Gideon's jaw tipped. I'm not a girl to you, am I? I'm a witch and always will be. Something to be hated and hunted down, not cherished or protected, not loved. Rune waited for him to deny it, to contradict her. But he only stood there, silent and stoic, confirming what she already knew. I am such a fool. Stepping around him, Rune ran for the stairs.
Yeah, I was just like the thing is like Ruin. I think this entire book, Rune has been open and honest with him the entire time.
Yeah.
And Gideon has been like, I'm being lied to.
Yeah. Literally.
Ugh. But my next one is on page 157. It's like the very top part.
Mine's 154.
Okay. You already? Oh yeah, go.
Yeah. From Gideon's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Rune was right about one thing. She wasn't just a girl, not to him. She was so much more than that. Rune was a sparring partner, someone to fight with and admire, someone to match. Rune was a force, one Gideon could barely keep up with. He wanted to go after her and tell her as much. The problem was, well, there were a lot of problems. Gideon lifted his fist, opening to reveal the ring lying on his palm, his mother's wedding band. I would have married you in a heartbeat, had you asked me. Ancients help him. He wanted it to be true, but it didn't make sense. Even if he weren't a witch hunter, even if they weren't sworn enemies, Gideon had nothing to offer Rune. He was a soldier, and she was an heiress. She was nobility. And she's deceived me in the past. Rune could easily be deceiving him now. The last he'd believed her, her lies had burned him badly. And if she isn't lying? He ran a hand across his forehead. Did it change anything? Did it change everything? Literally, right there. Right there. He's admitting it to himself. And then he's like, but what if she's lying?
But what if she's lying? Like, she wouldn't want me, a poor
Get it
soldier.
through your head.
Like, a woman doesn't go to your house, right? Thinking that you're dead. Swearing, like, if you're dead, Gideon, like, I swear to God, la la la. For no reason.
Yeah.
So you have to be, like, I don't know,
there has to be something there. There has to be something there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. So, this is the page 157. So, Gideon was caught in the snare of her gaze. Rune's eyes always reminded him of a storm, like thunder and lightning, mingling together. Except, wait. A moment ago, her eyes had been blue, her hair the color of wheat. Now her eyes were gray, and her hair was returning to its natural strawberry blonde. Her spell is wearing off, and like, why is, like, when I was reading this, I was like, why does it seem like he's panicked? You know what I mean?
Right.
And he's like, he's so entranced. Like, he already knows that Rune, entrances him. So, like, can you just admit it? Can you just admit it that you like him?
For real.
Please.
For real. We're on 159 now.
Yep.
Taking Rune's face in his hands, drawing her gaze to his, Gideon did what he'd wanted to do for days now, ever since he found her crying in that powder room. He slid his hands into her hair and kissed her. Rune tensed, like a baby deer in a hunter's crosshairs. Don't fight me, baby. He ran his thumb along her jaw to soothe her. He needed her to help him make this look real, at least until the next song started and they could escape to the shadows. Either his stroking worked, or Rune figured it out, because she relaxed, then kissed back, her lips parting beneath his. It was as if the betrayal of the past few months had never happened. Gideon suddenly couldn't understand why they'd stopped doing this. He missed her hair in his hands. He missed her warm, sweet mouth. He missed the way she melted like butter beneath his touch. His entire being ached for her. Every touch of her lips, every press of her body, sent him closer to a deadly fire. One that had burned him before, and, he suspected, would burn him again. Hooking her arms around his neck, Rune arched against him, telling him how very mutual this feeling was, that he wasn't alone in his wanting. If this was weakness, he wanted to be weak. If this was sin, let him be damned to hell. Kissing Rune was like a realignment. There was before, when everything was off its axis, and there was after, when everything was steady and right. Just get over yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
Yeah. And I'm just like, like, you guys are finally, like, slowly being like, yeah, I like this, yada, 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 I miss this, but, you know, these two, they're dense, but
they are. Gideon recalled the times he'd touched Rune since then. grabbing her gloved hand, unlacing her dress, taking off her shoes. It was never skin-to-skin contact until tonight. Tonight he'd cupped her face, run his fingers over her jaw, kissed her mouth. Suddenly he knew what Cressida's curse did, and he'd never hated her more.
I think when I read this, I was like, so he's finally admitting that, like, he is in love with Rune, and Cressida
Yeah,
is just evil and, like, jealous.
yeah. Oh, and then on the next page, when Rune is like, why did he pull away so suddenly? It's because I'm a witch.
I was like, Rune, be so for
Girl,
real. Be
girl.
so for real.
It's not because you're a witch.
It's not. They need to have a sit down conversation about their feelings.
Yes, they need to be adults about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I literally just put stars at the top of 166 and 167.
Oh yes. Okay,
I
so
was like, all of it, both of them, every single one.
yes, I read this, but I only tabbed the biggest thing, so I'll go a little bit from where I have my thing tabbed.
Okay.
Suddenly she was pushing up her toes and pressing her lips to his. Whoa, okay. This was not where Gideon had thought this was going. He was about to pull away and apologize for whatever he'd done to lead her on, but there was a question burning in the back of his mind. Would the curse activate? It
No.
is it only Rune who triggers it, or can anyone? He cupped Abby's neck and kissed her back. The seconds ticked by. Old memories from after the revolt seeped up, the two of them together, but the images were hazy, like a book he'd once read and all but forgotten. Gideon felt nothing. No flaring scar, no excruciating pain.
This is when he kissed Abby.
This is when he kissed Abby. When I read this, I was like, you're figuring things out, Gideon. And like I was also kind of shocked and sad because I was like, why did Cressida do this? Like Cressida didn't know like Ruin was going to be a thing until later.
Yeah,
You know?
but she did it, like,
Mm-hmm.
at the beginning, when
Yeah,
she
did it at the
cursed him.
beginning because I think she was just like she was jealous and probably
Yeah,
knew that um I don't want to spoil it, but like knew that he didn't love her.
yeah.
So
Ugh. When
I
he was like, hang on, this isn't where I thought this was going. But let me keep going. I'm like, bro.
in my head
Bro.
I'm like, you're cheating on your wife. And then I was like, they're not
Right?
married. They're not
Ugh.
married.
Like, bro.
Uh,
This is
I think
where
I
I
was.
thought this was going. Like, be so for real
You've
right
been
now, dude.
flirting with her. Yeah, you've been flirting with her all day. My
Be
next one
so
is
for
on.
real.
Yeah, my next one's on 169.
Okay, mine's on 170.
Okay, so this goes. I'll do a sentence a little bit. So this is Ruin's. What do you call it? Ruin's
Point
side
of
of
view.
view. So it goes. Yeah, and it goes. If they could conceal themselves until the ship was out at sea, they'd be safe. So she's talking about being able to save somebody. The door shut behind Rune, making her jump. I had a feeling I'd find you here. She spun to discover William standing in the hold with her, unbuttoning his jacket, her heart pounding. Could he see her because Ghostwalker had faded? Rune's skin was sticky with sweat from the boiler room's heat, combined with the steam. The smell marks of Ghostwalker may have already faded. So I was just like, when I read William, I was like,
Yeah.
hmm,
Yep. He's the secret witch hunter.
he's a spy.
Because of course he is.
Mm-hmm. And he
Why
probably would
wouldn't
have
he be?
he probably would have killed Rune if Gideon didn't find them.
Yeah.
Okay, where's your tab on 170?
It was just both pages.
Oh, okay.
It was just that whole section. Oh,
hmm
I also did 172 and 173. And then
I
we'll
did
just,
one. Yeah,
Oh, what's
keep
yours? I
going.
was gonna say we could just I was gonna say my next short one is 174.
My next short one is 171.
Okay.
Um, and it goes, when she finally put enough space between them, she turned towards the door, her back to him. We could go upstairs and play a round of. I was hoping for something more intimate. The click of a cocked pistol made Rune freeze. Turn around, crimson moth. The breath shuddered out of her. He knows who I am. And that basically just proves, like, hey, he was the spy. So,
Yeah.
my next one's on 172 and then 174. So,
Okay. Mine's 174.
okay. The next one is a few paces behind William. Someone stepped out from behind. A tower of crates, silent as a wolf, gun drawn. Rune's pulse hummed as his furious gaze met hers over William's shoulder. Gideon. So, like, why are you saving her? You want her dead so much. Why are you saving her,
Right?
Gideon?
You want to betray her, so why are you saving her?
Mm-hmm.
If
And
there's
then,
nothing there.
yeah. And then 174, you can go because I read the last, like,
Okay.
two.
Is from Gideon's point of view. William's arms dropped. Harrow knew you weren't able to go through with it. He slowly turned to face Gideon. That's why she sent me to do your job for you. But now you're interfering with my orders. How many times are you planning to betray the Republic? The only person I'm planning to betray is Rune. Gideon lowered his gun but kept it cocked, which is why I need your help. Girl,
I I literally have a red tab because I was like,
girl,
that makes me so mad.
he's so for real right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my next one isn't until 204.
Okay, mine's at 179. So it goes, the memory flashed in her mind, his hands in her hair, his mouth against hers, the heat of his body pressing her to the wall. Please, she whispered. Let's forget it ever happened. Gideon drew in a breath. He was silent for a long moment. If that's what you want, he finally said, it is. So, like, my biggest thing is, like, so I think, um, mm, oh yeah. So this is talking about how Rune actually knows Gideon's plot to betray her
Betray her.
and everything, and
Yeah,
she's like hurt and everything, and like then she's like, I don't want to talk about it. But the thing is like, why was Gideon wanting to talk about it? Like, was Gideon going to say the truth but make it seem like he was saying a lie?
right?
Like, why are you going to betray her? Like, I felt bad because I was like, you guys really just need to jump each other's bones, even though you can't.
Right?
Uh, and then this is on page 180. It says, Rune stared at him for a long moment, letting her eyes trace over the plains of his face before tearing her gaze away and looking toward their home. Yes, she whispered, with my whole heart. So basically, like, Gideon was like,
Oh, he
did you
asked
miss
her.
home?
Yeah,
And she was like, yes, I miss home with my entire heart. Like, of course she's gonna miss it. She misses, her grandma and like all this, that, the other. And it's like,
yeah.
please. And then 199 is oh yeah, so it's what's this girl's name? Elowen. Elowen, the people that Rune was
Oh,
actually gonna save and stuff. And so what Elowen said was she sharpened like a freshly honed knife. Her green eyes blazed at him. I'm not going anywhere without Meadow, and I'm not telling you anything more until she's safe in my arms. Turning her heel, she headed towards the palace prison. You want answers? Free my daughter first, then we'll talk. And then I literally have nothing tabbed for the next, what, 8 chapters. Because I think I was listening to an audiobook.
mm. Well, it's a good thing I have lots of things tabbed. My next one is on 204.
Okay, go.
Oh, she looks back to Dawn's aria. Is that Alex's
Mm-hmm.
boat? Now that Gideon knew she planned to smuggle witches aboard the Arcadia and intended to stop her, Rue needed a new escape plan. Would a sailboat work? It wasn't her first choice. The Barrow Strait was known for its rough waters, and Rune alone could only handle a small boat, something easily tossed about or capsized in a bad storm. But if she didn't have another option, Gideon followed her gaze to the water. It's Alex's boat, yes. His voice softened. I couldn't part with it after. He trailed off, shaking his head. I suppose it can't sit out there forever. I'll have to sell it eventually. Ancients know I can't sail it. Rune, who was plotting her new escape plan distractedly, said, I could teach you. Gideon glanced at her. Teach me to sail? Their gazes met. Why had she said that? They weren't friends. If she managed to pull this off and escape with her life, she'd never see him again. And that was the best case scenario. Forget it. It's silly. Desperate to change the subject, she motioned to her ice cream. Thank you for the treat. Why did I say that? Oh, I don't know.
Maybe because I actually care about you, and oh, I am like being like she's been open to him this entire time, and now that she's like knows that she's being deceived, she's like, oh, I need to be careful with what I say. I don't want to give it away.
Yeah.
I just tapped that because I remember that. I was like, that's sad. Okay, what's your next one?
212.
212. Okay, go.
Okay. That night on the ship, when we kissed, he pulled away like I was. She glanced away, remembering the appalled look in his eyes, as if he couldn't believe what he'd done. Rune wished she didn't care, but she did. Like you were what? He growled, keeping his voice down. She fixed her gaze on the polished floorboards beneath her feet, like I was a horrifying monster. He ran a hand through his hair. That's not. Gideon fell silent, watching her, as if considering something. He unbuttoned his jacket. She stared as he tugged it off and untucked his shirt. What are you doing? Putting this to rest, right now. Watching him undress was making her temperature rise. Putting what to rest? This ludicrous idea that you repulse me. I do repulse you. Her eyes met his dark ones. You said so yourself. What? His fingers paused at the uppermost button of his shirt. When? And I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The day you handed me over to be purged, she whispered as she pulled him down the aisle between the shelves. You said you weren't sure what disgusted you more, the fact that I was a witch, or that you fell for my act. Rune. He halted, forcing her to stop walking. She glanced back to him. She glanced back to find him staring at the ceiling, as if praying for patience. She let go of his arm. You betrayed me in the worst possible way. His gaze dropped to her face. I'd just discovered you were the criminal I'd spent 2 years hunting, not to mention secretly betrothed to my brother. I was heartbroken. You told me Alex was twice the man I'd ever be. Because you were handing me over to die, she hissed, turning fully toward him. Gideon ran a palm over his face and sighed. Fair enough. Dropping his hand, he fell silent, considering her. Since we're airing our grievances, it kills me watching you seduce other men. Because it's cruel. Got it. She turned away, heading toward the writing desk, which was the furthest point away from the hall. He grabbed her wrist, stopping her. Not because of that. Rune glanced back at him. Watching you flirt with them makes me... He made a sound low in his throat. It makes me want to go to the shooting range and fire off 100 rounds, imagining I was firing at them. Rune stared at him. What was he saying? That he was jealous? I hated watching you flirt with Abby. The words were out of her mouth before she could stop them. I hate that you lied to me about her. He let go of her and drew back. I lied? Talking about how he didn't tell her that they used to
That
date.
they were like, yeah.
Yeah.
That looks like so much. And I think it's like, okay, Gideon's finally being like, oh, I need to tell her, like, I actually like her and everything. And like, I think he's finally realizing, like, maybe I can change. Maybe I don't need to be this witch hunter. Maybe we can, I don't know, run away together or some shit like that.
Right? Alright, my next one is 216.
Okay. Good.
His thumb brushed across her jaw, tracing the line of it. It was so unfair, the way a single touch from him made her ache for more. Rune, the truth is, he swallowed, the entire time I was kissing Abby, I wanted her to be you. What? Rune frowned up at him. Then why were you so horrified when you did kiss me? He dropped his hand to her belt and curled a finger through one of the loops. As he pulled her closer and leaned in, his breath feathered against her throat. Mind if I demonstrate? Rune's pulse kicked. She glanced at the door across the room. I should check the hall, but she didn't. Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
She glanced at his mouth. Show me. Suddenly, Gideon's lips were seeking hers, and hers were answering. Their mouths clashed, her blood heated. His hand pressed against her lower back, pulling her closer, burning a hungry fire through her. He captured her mouth again and again, making it clear how not repulsed he was. Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The hotter it grew, the more Gideon stiffened, his muscles growing taut, just like when he'd kissed her on the Arcadia. Only this time, Rune recognized it for what it was. Pain. Rune tried to pull away, but he had pinned her to the desk, and even though something was wrong, that was clear to her. Gideon wrapped his hands around her thighs and pulled her closer, tighter, as if he didn't want to let her go. Or perhaps he didn't want her to let him go. Rune. He leaned her back, lowering her down to the desk. Rune wanted nothing more than for them to continue this horizontally, which they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Except his whole body was trembling, as if he was trying to hold off something excruciating. Gideon, wait. She pressed both hands to his chest. What's wrong? I feel like I'm hurting you? Her words seemed to break the spell. Either that, or he couldn't take the pain any longer. Gideon wrenched himself out of her embrace and stumbled back, his brand glowing ember red through the white of his shirt, as if a scorching hot iron were searing through his skin. Rune's breath trembled out of her. What had Cressida done? Gideon bumped into the end of a bookshelf, grabbed hold of it, using it to steady himself while his whole body shook. Rune pushed herself down from the desk, wanting to go to him, unsure if she should. It's a curse, he said. It's why I kissed Abby, to find out if anyone can trigger it, or just you. Rune's lips parted, but no words came out. Me? It happens when I touch you, skin to skin. Her blood roared into her ears. Just me? He nodded. Feeling lightheaded, she pressed a hand to the desk, letting it bear her up. See, you and I, we could never? He shook his head. Never. The word was like an echo in the empty cavern. Rune pushed off the desk, pacing. Her hands tightened into fists as a tempest welled inside her. Ugh, I really hate that Cressida did that.
I know, it
Because,
makes me so mad because like we literally are just finally being like, hey, like we want this.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And now they can't because Gideon is now all cursed and XYZ.
yeah.
What page is the next one?
Ooh, okay, 225.
Okay, go.
But the warmth of his voice, the certainty of his words, thawed Rune's fear. Why did he have to be so damn heroic? It made her wonder, just for a second, what he would be like with his own children. At that thought, a strange thing happened. An image flared before her eyes like a waking dream. She saw a much older Gideon playing with children. She saw it so clearly it stole her breath. In her vision, Gideon was maybe 10 years older, chasing 3 children. She knew the children were his, because 2 had his eyes, and the third had his stern mouth. The children fled through a field full of wildflowers, shrieking and laughing, trying to evade him, while Gideon pretended to let them. The way this future Gideon beamed made Rune's heart ache. The infectious sound of his laugh made her throat prickle. She'd seen him this happy only once before, for the briefest of moments, on the night they spent together in his bed. Whether the vision was her own imagining, or she was seeing into the future the way some witches could, she didn't know. It had never happened before. That made me so
Mm-hmm.
sad.
It made me so sad too. I think what happened is I was reading this book at work and I didn't have my tabs because now that I'm
Mm,
like tabbing it and stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember I had to go back and start tabbing and then I got pulled away and so I couldn't finish my tabs. That is why I don't have all that stuff tabbed.
gotcha.
But yeah, that did make me really sad. And then but like when I read this and stuff, because she was holding Meadow at the time. So in my head I'm
Yeah.
like, is Meadow like a like a conduit. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Is Meadow actually a seer as well? Because her mom
Right.
is. And was
Right.
she just siphoning, was Rune siphoning Meadow's thing? And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, if that's true, then those are Rune's children. Help,
Right.
please, please.
Ugh. Okay, my next one is 239.
Okay, I'm already.
Rune agreed with Ariella's logic, and if it were any other witch hunter bearing the door, she might have done it herself. But it was Gideon. Even though he was plotting to betray her, even though he would try to follow them, she knew he would. Rune couldn't let him die. He was Alex's brother. He'd been tortured and cursed by a cruel witch queen. Most importantly, she loved him, despite a million reasons not to. There it is. She finally admitted it.
Oh, the mom is Ariella, or that lady.
Yeah,
So Elwyn, who is Elwyn?
she might be one of the other hunters.
Guards or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, this made me like sad and happy at the same time because she was like, Supergirl, what he's made you believe, yada 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 yada.
right?
And like she was just like, what the heck? Or maybe wait. Ariella, where is this girl? Who is this girl? Oh yeah, this is before the ship. This is in Gideon's apartment or whatever. And I'm just like
Yeah,
sad.
yeah.
Okay, when's your next one?
246.
And then we're almost done.
I know.
Okay.
Gideon frowned, watching as she climbed onto the flat stone at the center of the summoning circle and lay down on its mossy surface. There, she curled onto her side and fell still, her hair fanning out around her. One by one, the glimmering light settled all over her body, glowing brighter and brighter, until she was more glow than girl. Her signature, the blood-red moth fluttering above her, flared like a simmering coal and abruptly went out, declaring the spell finished. The white glow vanished, leaving Rune alone in the dark and rain. All at once, a horrifying realization struck. Merciful ancients, Gideon whispered, his heart squeezing painfully. Rune was the missing heir.
I don't know how I can explain how shook and how
Yeah.
I was like,
I was like,
called it.
excuse me?
Excuse me, for real. And then we
Right?
have literally 2 chapters. 40 is one page.
Yeah. Which, that's my last tab.
Yeah. Okay.
Is 40.
All right, you can go. I think this is probably the same thing.
Yeah. Rune is the missing heir. The adopted granddaughter of Kestrel Winters was a Roseblood princess, daughter to the Queen Winnowa, half-sister to Cressida, heir to the Roseblood throne. Excuse me. And no one knew. Gideon's mind was a tempest as comrades' hoofs thundered down dirt roads, racing back to the capital. If Cressida learns of this, but Gideon had a bigger problem. I'm giving you 2 days to come through on your promises. Noah's voice echoed in her head, through his head. If the crimson moth slips through your fingers again, I'll have to assume it's intentional. Tomorrow was the deadline. Gideon promised to hand over Rune and the heir, if he didn't come through. If you fail, you'll be accused of sympathizing with witches and put in a cell to await execution. There was still time to arrest Rune before she left. He could tell Noah the truth. Rune and the Roseblood heir were the same person. He could come through on every promise. But if I tell the truth, Noah will kill her. It's what Gideon himself had planned to do. And if I don't tell the truth? If he handed Rune over to Noah and kept her secret to himself, would Noah kill him? Gideon might still be able to talk himself out of a death sentence. Rune's arrest could be enough to satisfy the commander, especially if Soren eliminated Cressida and her witches in exchange for the safe delivery of his fiancée. Layla would back him up, he was certain. But Rune would never forgive him. Not for handing her back to Soren, not for bartering with her to get more witches killed. It was betrayal, pure and simple. And if I don't betray her, the unthinkable would occur. Cressida would wage a war, win back her throne, and usher in a new reign of terror. One Gideon wouldn't even live to see, because Noah would execute him first. And if Cressida ever learns who Rune is, if she cast that summoning spell herself, Gideon's heels dug into Comrade, urging the horse to go faster. There was only one choice he could possibly make. Before he did, there was someone he needed to talk to. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I felt insane. I, like, stopping there, I was like, no, I need to read. I need to read, please.
Well, are we going to do 20 more chapters, or are we just going to finish it?
I said, let's
The
finish
next
it
video.
because I
Okay.
got to admit something to you.
What?
I read, like, way past chapter 40. I'm at, like, hold up, let me actually find it. Because I tabbed some pieces. I'm at, like, I was on, like, uh, page 321, aka chapter 55.
Oh my goodness.
I
All
like,
right, yeah.
I literally, like, I was reading and I was reading and I was reading. Because, like, in my head, I was like, oh, just one more chapter and stuff. Because I was also reading and listening to audiobook. So, like, I was
Yeah.
so like,
You were just in the zone.
I was in the zone. I was locked in. I was cleaning. I was, like, you know, I was everywhere doing, just listening to it. So in my head, I'm like, oh, I got a while. These chapters are usually long. And next thing you know, I heard chapter 55, and I was like, I was like, oh. I was like, oh no, I made a mistake. Oh no, I know I went wrong.
Oh my goodness.
And then since then, I have not touched it. And like, we literally have we have not been able to even talk to each other like since our last
In like a month.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just because like life has been hectic, work has been hectic.
Yeah.
Like, we were supposed to like record 2 videos before I went on my vacation, and that didn't happen.
We
And
didn't
then when I got
we
back,
didn't do anything.
yeah, when I got
We
back,
we didn't
like,
end up getting our spirit stuff for each other.
well, then also like, just like with how the world is and everything, like, I was helping, some people out and yeah, like who couldn't like get a paycheck and everything. So that was an
Yeah.
issue, you
Yeah.
know. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, what's new with you?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I'm not doing anything crazy. I got more.
What is it?
It's a dime
Is it
whistle.
glass?
Yeah, you probably
Oh,
can't
that's
hear.
cool. I
You
can kind of hear
remember
it.
you remember Buddy, the guy in our like work lobby that like makes these
No.
little glass guys?
Mm-mm.
Oh, well, it's this guy that he like comes every so often, and he like builds up his little like shop and stuff, and he makes all these little guys. So I got this dragon.
Hmm.
I got this little kitty cat. Meow.
Nice.
Um, and then I got a Little sea slug.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm just like basically I'm my entire life right now has been in absorbed with work and everything. I
Yeah.
think it was the day before Halloween. I did have a Halloween like get together with some of my other coworkers, which was really, really fun, which
Yeah.
I still have my Halloween decorations up. I got uh more not Christmas decorations. I'm going to turn into Christmas decorations, but I got more skeletons for my Halloween decorations. And
Nice.
then my husband, he was like, "Oh my God, we need to get little like scarves and Santa hats and we'll just put it on there and they'll," he's like, "then that can just be our Christmas decorations." I can't
Christmas
say it's not.
decorations.
They're literally like skeleton animals. Like if you guys go to Tractor Supply and look up like skeleton animals, like I think it's like Red Barn or
Yeah.
whatever, I have those in my front yard right now.
Yeah.
And I have not removed them. I have little lights, like what are they called? Solar panel lights that go off at night.
Yeah.
All and they change colors and stuff. I have that up as well still. But
Yeah.
that's really it. Work has been sucking the soul out of me,
Yeah.
draining my energy and everything, but what can I do?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my shoulder stuff. Like I injured my shoulder a year ago now. I had another MRI
Yeah.
and they came back and they were like they didn't see any tears or anything. They were like, "Oh, your shoulder seems fine." But then because I had an MRI done before
Yeah.
and this MRI literally stated that they saw like thickening in my tendon and I had like tendonitis or something in the
Yeah.
area that my shoulder was hurting and in so much pain. So I'm like, so there was a tear because there's no way there's thickening and tendonitis and this at the other because it was like thickening in this tissue, like scar tissue, without a tear.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I did tear it, and it took me forever to heal because you guys didn't actually do your job.
Yeah.
I was so mad. And so now I have to go tomorrow morning. Actually, I have to go and um, get my like I have physical therapy and stuff that I have to go
Yeah.
to. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
yay! That's all. That's my update. What's new with you?
Well, the week of Halloween, we, my husband and I went back to Vermont. Well, I'm from New Hampshire, but my family moved to Vermont. So we went back to Vermont. We went to Salem, which was cool. And we did get you some stuff, which I still need to send out the box. I've had it
Yeah.
for a while. Um, but yes, so we went to Salem. That was really fun. Um, our anniversary is on Halloween. We didn't do a ton. We went trick or treating with my little brother. Oh my goodness, one of his friends was dressed in like one of those inflatable costumes.
Mhm.
Mind you, my little brother's like 5. One of those inflatable costumes, but he was a traffic cone. And all you could see when he was running was his little feet just going like a million miles an hour.
Oh my
It
god.
was so funny. Every time we saw him, I was cracking up. Because, like, you couldn't even see him. You just see his little feet just going so fast.
That's insane.
I started a new job when I got back.
Yep.
I mean, it's still my same job, just in a different position, basically.
Mhm.
So, I started that right after I got back. That's been, I mean, I haven't really been doing much. I'm still trying to get into the swing of things, but that's been going good.
Mhm.
I impulse bought myself a PS5 the other day because why not? So I've been playing a lot of games on that. Um, I have Hogwarts we had talked about Hogwarts Legacy in our
Mhm.
Harry Potter episode,
Yeah.
but I was playing on my husband's PS5 on his account. So now that I have my own, I have to start over from the beginning. So what we were talking about at like how it starts,
Mhm.
I think it starts the same for everybody. So you're like on the carriage ride to school, and you get attacked by a dragon. That's what it was. It wasn't
Mm,
goblins, it was a dragon.
mm,
And then you go off on a little adventure, and then you go to Gringotts, and then you have to fight some like statues, and then it takes you like you end up in the Forbidden Forest, and then you do the sorting ceremony, and that's how
yeah.
it starts. I
Mhm.
remember neither of us could remember how it started.
I
That's
was
how it
like,
starts.
I remember a
You're
carriage
like,
at some point.
you're like, you're like goblins. I don't remember fighting goblins. I was like, I remember fighting something, but
And
yeah,
like I was like, I remember in a carriage. I don't remember anything else. I don't remember.
yeah. So that's how it starts. So I just restarted that the other day. I've been playing Fortnite. Been playing Disney Dreamlight Valley because
Oh
they
yeah.
just got a new update. So that's been fun.
Hmm.
Can ride horses now.
Ooh. Yeah. I
Yeah.
haven't even been able to. What is going on? My computer's kind of glitching out. I haven't even been able to like play video games. That is
Yeah.
how busy I have been. I've been
Yeah.
literally just taking it day by day. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I
Ugh.
think that's an update. That's
Yeah.
a good update.
Yeah. Definitely. And hopefully we can start making more videos again.
Yes.
Ugh.
I know, like after the holidays and stuff, like I will be on a similar shift as you. So like when
Yeah.
I get off and stuff, like we can hop back in to what do you call it? Back into like trying to do this, every weekend and everything.
Yeah.
And because no matter what, even if I'm not off on like Saturday and Sundays, I will still be off at like 3, which is what, 5 your
Yeah.
time?
5.
So
Yeah.
it should be good.
Well, that should be good.
Yeah.
But
So,
until next time, I guess.
yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this was kind of like a shorter, like not the true crime, just the book update and then us
Yeah.
update and everything. But put in the comments below what your favorite line of the next 20 chapters that we just read, and then put
Yeah.
what emoji should they do.
Hmm.
Put a shocked
I don't
emoji.
know.
Put a
A
shocked
shocked
emoji
emoji.
if you made it this far and everything.
All right.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.
Bye.